For those who just joined, we're gonna wait till 6:05 to see if we have everyone else, and then we're gonna start.
Did I start it?
No, 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. Okay, it's past 5 minutes from our 6 o'clock start time, and it looks like we have already some attendance. So I'm going to start with the presentation for the 2025 road paving project. So welcome to the meeting. This project is estimated project construction cost of $3.7 million. And we are going to be paving two major streets, St. Mary Roads and Mon Diablo. We will go out to bid next month with a tentative schedule open bid on February 27. We are estimating that we will start construction on early April and completing the work on mid-August. Let me introduce our teamwork. So this picture you see is Tim Clark, is our associate engineer with the city of Lafayette. Tim will help me on this project. And giving a little bit of a brief about Tim. Tim has joined the city of Lafayette in March of 2020 and has worked on several CIP projects. Tim's phone and email are listed here on this slide, but you can also find his contact on the website. Here's a Tim on one of these pavement projects that he worked and with level in hand and checking across the slope. So this is me, Anna Bernardes. I'm the senior engineer for the city of Lafayette and joined the city in May of 2022 and have been involved on the last two paving projects, overlay projects, the 2023 and 2024 road paving project. Also, I work on the beginning of my work here in the city library project where I manage the construction of the children's activity deck remodeling. A little brief about me. I have over 35 years in civil engineer experience and about 15 years with public work. And this slide has my information here, but also you can find my phone and email on the city website if you look under engineering. So there are two streets planned to be paved for the upcoming summer. St. Mary Road and a section of the Mount Diablo Boulevard. St. Mary Road was going to be a paving project in 2023, but because we learned that East Bay Mud was replacing their main pipeline in the summer of 2024, we postponed the project to start in the summer of 2025, the next summer. We have already a public meeting about the St. Mary's proposed improvements back in 2023, I believe, when the plans were at about 25%, and we are refreshing the minds with this set of plans and on this meeting. The project plans is close to 98% to 100% developed. So we're getting pretty close to go out to bid in 1 week. Some areas will be mostly overlaid, and that means putting new asphalt on top of our existing on top of the existing one. We are overlaying about 2.5 inches of a new hot mix asphalt over the older street. Before you overlay a street, there's some prep work that needs to get done. This involves identify the areas of a severe pavement distress and marking the road where we will need to do a deeper than the 2.5 inch overlay repair. If you drive on St. Mary's tomorrow, you will notice that we have a lot of white paint demarking these areas of a future dig outs or what we call base repair. During construction and before the overlay is laid on the road, the contractor will grind these areas and fill in with a new hot mix asphalt. I selected some of this dig out from our project last year on Pleasant Hill Road. In this slide, you have a dig out where the contractor have a red backfilled with a new asphalt, and he has also placed a temporary paint striping. So it's like a sequence of the previous one. Before you overlay a street, some prep work needs to get done, like involving grinding off the existing thermoplastic striping. Your picture on your left, this was contractor removing the stripe. You can see the stripe almost gone there. And it is also involves filling in fine cracks in the road, so we call crack seal. Before also overlaying the road, we also remove the existing asphalt berms and sometimes do a wedge grind adjacent to improvements that we will not change and we will conform match the elevations. So you have your left picture shows a berm that has been, asphalt berm that has been removed. And then your right, you have the wedge grind that we did on Pine Street to adjacent to improvements that we're going to not touch. So after these steps that we're taking, we can then overlay the existing asphalt with a new hot mix asphalt layer on top. A stick tack coat is laid down before adding the new asphalt to adhere to the road surface. So you can see in the picture, normally we have a heavy machines, trucks with dumping asphalt where the pavers is spread it out and over the oil surface. Of course, when we do a major overlay project, we also try to fix other things on the street that might need an upgrade or repair. We also build new fences and construct a new curb ramps to bring them up to the new ADA standards. And so you can see in this slide that pick it up at two pictures showing us doing a reconstruction of an asphalt path. and with a new fence. And then on your right, you have a forming of a new curb ramp. So you have the forms and the workers right after the truck got with the uh, the concrete to be delivered. Um, and once that is all done, we can stripe the road. So once you have, a brand new overlay road, and then and the contractor marks, normally he cat track and marks the future design striping. And then he works also with to pick up miscellaneous items and wrap up the project. So this is the area of a St. Mary's that we're gonna repave. So the project goes from Rohrer Drive all the way to the second Glenside Drive connection. So that's the north one, because Glenside it connects in the kind of in the middle of St. Mary's, and then connect back on the fork, and then we're gonna repave St. Mary's up to that point. So we start in our south end. This is St. Mary's Road, Rohrer Drive. So at that location, we are proposing to grind and inlay 2.5 inches of the existing pavement at this intersection, and then rebuild the non-compliant ADA curb ramps. With the improvements, we also were going to reconstruct the existing path at the west side of the road with a new ADA cross slopes and concrete transition curb ramps. In addition, because we do have a bus stop that, north of that intersection, we're going to construct a new concrete bus pads. And so a bus can stop right adjacent to this concrete pad. And if there is a wheelchair that needs to be lowered, so the bus pad has a ADA surface where this can be accomplished. So for you to have idea, I took a picture of this intersection, and we have also in green a piece of the path that is going to be redone. So the red it shows the bus pad, and then we're gonna have and the tan color shows all the three new curb ramps that we will have completely reconstructed with new ADA standards. Also, the path that I was talking about is the path that comes around this communications cabinets and connected to the west side path that runs along St. Mary's. So going north of the intersection of St. Mary's and Rohrer Drive, we are proposing to start our 2.5 inches overlay with pavement-based repairs, the dig out that I talked about early, and the crack seal. We are also reconstruction the east side asphalt path to be at least 5 foot wide and comply with the latest ADA standards for cross slopes. So so you can see here show on this dash line. These are clips of our civil engineer plans that we are almost ready to go out for bid. The project also will reconstruct so remove and replace the existing curb ramps and the entrance of the City of Lafayette Park. So continue from the park entrance on St. Mary's in South of Lucille, we got a concrete bridge, and our overlay is going to go up to this concrete and then continue on the other side, on the north side. But we noticed that with the overlay, you do have your final elevations 2.5 inches higher. And as you can see, this existing guardrail, it looks really low. And with the road being in the future 2.5 inches higher, we would have to remove and replace this guardrail to provide for the latest safety recommendations. So we're going to replace all the guardrails on the south side and the north side of the bridge. So this is a picture of Lucille Lane at St. Mary's, and there's a lot of improvements going on there. So not only we are proposing to continue the pavement repair and repairs and crack seal before install the 2.5 overlay, but also we're going to construct the ADA curb ramps at the path crossing and continue the restoration of the asphalt path. So also we have a crosswalk here that we will reconstruct ADA curb ramps here. And then this is the path that continues and meet the path over there by Rohrer. So continue north on St. Mary's and at the community center frontage. We are proposing to grind this intersection and inlay 2.5 inches of the existing pavement at this intersection, like we did on Rohrer, and also constructing new concrete bus stops to comply with ADA in both sides of the street. So St. Mary's, it has bus routes, so with this pad, we will bring them to ADA standards when buses deliver people there. So for you to have an idea, this is a visualization of the referred intersection on the previous slides with the proposed improvements highlighted. So you got to attend all the bus pads, concrete bus pads that we're gonna construct. One your right side, right where the bus shelter is, and on the left side, we do have a bench here that we're going to be relocating after these improvements are constructed. So continue north, St. Mary's at the pedestrian bicycle path crossing south of Florence Drive. This is a point where the west path crosses and connects us to the east side. So with the 2.5 inches overlay, we are reconstructing curb ramps pads to comply with ADA and also to accommodate the new road elevations. So this is again a visualization of the intersection. I'm talking about the crossing of the path and the 10 sketches that I have over this exposed over the picture. It shows the future improvements with a new ADA concrete curb ramps. So when we are at St. Mary's and North Silverado Drive, again another intersection that we are continuing our overlay, and again in combination with base repairs and crack seal. But we are also reconstructing the intersection curb ramps pads to comply with ADA and to accommodate the new road elevations and connect with the new overlaid path that I'm going to show in the next slides to you. So between North Silverado Drive and Glenside Drive, there is a lot of residences that on the west side, the frontage, this pedestrian walkway. So the plan is to, in addition to overlaying the road, removing and replacing the asphalt berms, we are overlaying the west side walkway and providing conform paving to each of the driveways. This may require the removal of portions of the existing pavers of a concrete driveways that encroaches into the of the public right of way. As you can see here, this is kind of another visualization. You have driveways, entrance. So this is the area that we will be overlaying. I place a typical cross section so you can understand what we are doing. So this is the overlay. So it's the top 2.5 inch that we are placing over the existing layer. But also we are filling in, installing a leveling course here. So the path across the slopes complies with ADA, and it's not more than 1.5% across the slope. So this is some of the things that that we are doing to comply with ADA. So there will be like transitions into landscapings and or driveway conform paving to the new to the existing driveways. So St. Mary's and Glenside Drive. This is the Glenside that's south. Um, um, we are proposing to grind and lay 2.5 inches of the existing asphalt. And because these curb ramps have been recently done, the one on the west side and the ones on the east side. So we don't have to update this curb ramps to the latest ADA standards. So we would just basically we'll remove the 2.5 inches and put it back on with a transition to overlay sections. So moving north of St. Mary's at Glenside Drive, we are again overlaying the road with spot repairs and crack seal and overlaying the west side walkway with the addition of a leveling course, like the same thing that happens on the previous block. So we end up with a ADA cross slope. We will also conform pave each driveway for the new elevations. And then I want to mention that there are landscape like bushes and shrubs and trees that have grown out past of the existing or design edge of the pavement or pathway, and that they're in conflict with the work. We plan to get these bushes and landscape trim back to a point of 1 foot behind the new edge of the pavement or pathway, and, and to a height of 14 feet above the road. In case some of the plants, such as juniper bushes, exist in the area, this may expose the bare interior of the bush when we do the streaming. If you are concerned about the method to be used in trimming, I'm sorry. So please get in contact with us. I suggest that you hire probably a landscaper, and then do this work and on the best way. Normally, pavement contractors, they are not, landscapers, and they just go and cut, and they are not relocating plants or doing the proper care for the trimming of the work. So this is again a visualization of the block north of a Glenside Drive, and then you got a typical cross section with the leveling course that we're going to apply to make sure that the path is in compliance with ADA. The asphalt berm will be removed, temporarily removed, and then placed back once the overlay is complete. St. Mary's a Buckeye Field, so this is going way north past the Glenside Drive. Here in front of the Buckeyes Field, we are doing road repairs and crack seal at the area adjacent to the new East Bay mud patch before we overlay the 2.5 inches. So the picture you can see on the left, you can see the dark asphalt, which shows the new improvements from the East Bay mud. But the left, you can see the left side is still the road that has severe cracking, and it will need base repair, crack seal, everything that we needed to do before overlay. So once the road is repaved, I put a clip of the new striping that you will have there. The contractor that I work for is Bay Mud, and he has painted this left turn. This was almost completely gone before East Bay Mud came there to work, and then but we work with them to have this is striping done in paint, not in thermoplastic paint, and so we don't have to grind the new area that are the East Bay mud just to complete the work. So you will see now after we do the dig outs and the crack sealing on the southbound lane and then this middle turning lane, a fresh new 2.5 inches overlay and a new striping work. So this is actually here's the end of our repaving work on St. Mary's. And it is at the intersection, second intersection on Glenside and the north side. So I did mention before, but between Buckeye Fields and this point, we continue overlaying the road at 2.5 inches with asphalt dig outs and crack sealing. We will also remove and replace the two large sections of guardrails to comply with the new safety standards and conform pave at each driveway to provide access to the new road elevations. So this is our last slide on the St. Mary's, and I'm gonna jump now to Diablo Boulevard. So we're gonna repave Diablo from Paulson Court to El Nido Ranch, as you can see on this hatch area of a local map. And to simplify, this is a cross section, a typical cross section, and what we're gonna do. Because Diablo has existing concrete curb and gutter that are in good condition. So we will match the existing elevations on both sides, just doing a grinding and inlay work. So there will be work on both roads on the westbound and the eastbound. So once we repave the road, and with our grinding and inlaid, we will restripe the road with a new high visibility crosswalks. That's the letter shape that vehicles call more attention of a crosswalks. And then the green bike lanes that we're gonna be adding at the intersection of Paulson Court. And with also striping, fog striping that it's along, we will install along the center median to improve visibility of this, especially during the night time and with limited lights that we have at this location. So this is the proposed new striping at the intersection Ramon Diablo at El Nido Ranch. You can see that we are doing high visibility crosswalks, and on all these 4 crosswalks, existing crosswalk, we're installing also green bike lane along this intersection. Call attention for the bike lane, and then there's several different movements of vehicles there. Also, this shady area that you see on these plans are for high friction surface course that we will apply to the road 30 days after we complete the inlay work. And this is to replace the existing asphalt grooving that we have on this same location. This was installed a few years back by the city to provide for more stability of vehicles on the horizontal curve. So we're going to talk about some of the disturbance that both of these projects would cause to the residents that live in the area. So here's information about lane closure and lane closure hours. And this applied to St. Mary Work and also Diablo Boulevard. So we will allow lane closures and between Monday and Friday. But emergency vehicles will be provided with immediate access to the construction area. We have 2 schedules for during the school recess, so when the schools are summer vacation. So that goes from May 20 to August 11. So we allow the lane closes to be between the hours of 8:30 and 4:30 from Monday to Friday. Before that time and after that time, the lane closures are reduced to the hours of 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday, excluding holidays. Road closures will be allowed on St. Mary's doing the pavement repair, crack sealing, conform grinding, and paving operations in segments. And the contractor will only close one segment of the road at a time as follows. So we have a segment between St. Mary's and between Rohrer Drive and Lucille Lane, and Lucille Lane and Florence Drive, and Florence Drive and North Silverado Drive, and North Silverado Drive to Glenside Drive on the south, and Glenside Drive between south to Glenside Drive on the north. Of course, for each segment that we close, the contractor will provide detours, signage to direct the drivers to use alternative routes. Access to driveways on these closed segments will be restricted for no-emergency vehicles during the time the wet asphalt is being placed. But again, emergency vehicles will have access through this closed segments throughout the project. This is similar to East Bay Mud did when they were doing their project. So you would probably expected the same segment closures and traffic detours and delays. So every Friday, I either me or Tim will put together updates with information on what has been complete on the road that week by Friday, and what will happen on the following week. I really encourage the residents to check it out, this Friday updates in our City of Lafayette website to stay informed about the road work that they can expect in the coming week. So, residents' homework. If you're worried about your frontage, landscaping, or improvements in the public right of way, or you would like to see more details of the conform paving that we are uh, proposing in front of your driveways. So here's our either Tim's email or my email that you can reach out to us, and then we will provide more detailed information about your specific driveway and this conform paving. So if you have any questions, we are open now for the time.
All right, we got Eric. Eric, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you. I just had a quick question. I live on North Silverado Drive, and when they did the East Bay Mud Project, the end of North Silverado Drive was the laydown yard for all their equipment and tractors and all that. And I'm just curious if the new contractors have talked about a location to store all their equipment for this project. If they haven't, I would just kind of like to suggest maybe the community center or something rather than in front of residents' homes.
The
Um,
community center does get pretty full during the day. Yeah, what do you think of Buckeye? Did we not let him do that last year?
well, we normal on a pavement project, we require that the contractor bring the material that he's gonna use at that day. But of course, if there is a small pile of aggregate base that we will probably try to find areas on the shoulder and not have big piles of a material to be used like a East Bay Mud. East Bay Mud was a different project that they probably have to bring pipe sections of a pipeline. On the pavement, pretty much everything when they grind the road for the dig outs, they will take away this material on the same day that they grind, and then they will bring asphalt to fill in the. So I don't see a lot of material is stored there. So I will try to, but again, if there's some special locations, within the segments that they will close, I will bring it up during the Friday updates.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, just like at the end of every day, they stored all their tractors in front of our houses, and like the outhouses were in front of their, it's for 5 or 6 months. So if they could just find a location, maybe along St. Mary's or something where they were working, that would be greatly
Yeah, and
appreciated.
Buckeye, we have a big parking lot to that, and then it's not as used as the community center. So we will try to accommodate some of the equipment that they keep on site. Also, when they are working on, you're more interested in St. Mary's, but when they are working on the Mount Diablo, the city has that lot that normally is used as a staging area. So we can ask them to use the area for staging and then move the equipment, on a daily basis.
Great, great. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. Any more questions?
Mm, It's just Eric. Yeah, I don't see anybody else.
Yeah, I see three people
Oh, we got
still here. There is
Carissa.
one hand up from Carissa.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Carissa. I live right next to Buckeye, and I just wanted to point out that Little League, I think, starts around April or so, and
Mhm.
the lot fills up every time they have games. So I just want to point that out, that it's very heavily used then.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and
Okay.
people are parking along the streets at that
Mhm.
time.
So staging might be an issue. So legally, the contractor can stage, uh, I guess anywhere in a right of way as long as he doesn't make it a hazard. And so side streets that are pretty wide, not that busy, do, uh, I guess they make an attractive staging area and stuff. I know the community center fills up, because it's going to be kind of central in the project, but we can tell them, not the community center, maybe the park down there by Roar. Anna, what do you think?
We also have, some shoulder areas, around Buckeye without using the parking lot. So there are some shoulder area we can probably allow, with a paver or a grinder to be parked. Of course, they probably will move much faster in East Bay Mud. Our project is going to be within 75 working days. And normally these operations for grinding, crack seal, and repaving, they take about 2, maybe 3 weeks. And so after that, they move to the next section. So you don't see equipment, park, within the immediate areas. But thanks for your information about the Buckeye. Any more questions?
No, don't see anybody else out there.
I still see a couple more people. There is did you put Carissa's hand down?
Uh, I think she still has to raise. But, yep. All right. Thank you for attending. If you have any other questions or would like to review the plans, after we let them out to bid, they'll be available on the website, but so it won't be for a week or two before we put the plans out on the website. But feel free to email Anna or me. This recording of the meeting will be on the website as well. All right.
Thank you, everyone. So it looks like we don't have any more questions. So we're gonna close it off the project. But again, we are always around and reach out to us. Okay? Thank you.